Hello everyone. Previously we had discussed on the coroutines and async IO. Right. So today we'll be discussing on the topic multi-threading and multi-processing. Right. So what is the multi-threading states here? So this one definition state here. Let's get into the definition part basically. So multi-threading runs tasks concurrently using the threads in the same process. Right. Multi-threading runs tasks concurrently using threads in the same process. Ideal for input output bound tasks basically. Right. So again, multi-threading runs tasks concurrently using threads in the same process. This is ideal for the input output bound tasks, right? So what does the multi-processing do then? Multi-processing creates separate processes and is ideal for the CPU bound tasks since it bypasses Python's global interpreter lock, nothing but GIL, global interpreter lock. Right, so it bypasses the Python's global interpreter lock again. So what does the multi-threading do here? Multi-threading runs tasks concurrently using threads in the same process, ideal for input output bound tasks. So what does multi-processing do? Multi-processing creates separate processes and it is ideal for CPU bound tasks since it bypasses Python's global interpreter lock, GIL. Right. So before getting into the definition, this one example part, so let's discuss some points, right? So threading is useful when tasks spend time waiting, right? uh, like file input output operations, the best example, right? So threading is useful when tasks spend time waiting, right? So and multi-processing uses multiple CPUs to do real parallelism for heavy calculations. Multi-processing, what it does? Multi-processing uses multiple CPUs to do real parallelism for heavy calculations. So this is it for the multi-threading and the multi-processing. The definition part and some important points. So let's get into the definition part. Let's get into the example part. So let me import threading here. This is fine. Also, let me import. We are going with a multi-processing as well, right? So I'll just go with a multi-processing. Also, let me import one more thing, nothing but time. Time you can import in Python itself, right? So in reality, don't try to import time. So here let's go with import this one threading, multi-processing as well as the time. So let's go with the function thread task, nothing but the function that is mainly we are making use of this function for the threading purpose, right? So I'll just give here def this is thread underscore task. So I'll just go with the name thread underscore task. So this is fine. In the next line, let me print something. I'll just go with the print thread start. So this is fine, thread start. So next let me go with time dot sleep again. So let me give some 2 seconds here. This is fine. Let me print something again here, print thread and print thread, and so this is fine. So now the next point is we'll be going with the function for multi-processing. We are done with the threading part. Let's go with the function for multi-processing. So I'll just go with def here, the function name, let me go with process underscore task. So this is fine. So within the process task function, let me print something here, print. So this one, let me give process start, right? So I'll just give here time dot sleep here. Let me give 2 seconds again here. This is fine. So let me give print. So we are ending the process, right? So I'll just go with the process end. I'll just go with the process end. So we are done with the process, this one threading as well as the multi-processing function. Both the first function thread task is for the threading, and for the second one nothing but the multi-threading, this one thread task, and the second one is for the multi-processing process task function, right? So we are done with both the functions here. So now let's create and start the thread first, then we can create and start the process. First we have written the first function for threading, right? So multi-threading. So let's create and start the thread here. So I'll just go with t equals threading. So here, yeah, this is showing in the suggestions. So this one will be dot thread. Let me go with target equals thread underscore task. So this is fine. and let's start the threading. So I'll just go with a t dot start. So yeah, we are done with the creation and starting the thread. So this is fine. Next, let's create and start the process. So I'll just give here p equals multi-processing. So this one will be dot process of this will be target equals process. So this one will be process underscore task. So this one will be p dot start. So this is fine, p dot start. So now we have successfully created and started the thread, as well as we have successfully created and started the process. These two things we have done from the line number 22 to 26. Now in the line number 28, what shall we do? Let's wait for both of them to complete, right? Threading and this one processing. Let's wait for both to complete. So I'll just give here t dot join. Also for the process, it will be p dot join, p dot join, right? So we are done with the coding part. We are done with the coding part, right? So the output that we need to get here is, first we are going with a thread, this one, right? So I'll just make this one capital T so that this looks good. Sorry, why this is not taking capital T? This is fine. First we have to get thread start, then we have to get process start, then we have to get after the 2 seconds we will get a thread end, then followed by the process end, right? So thread start, process start, thread end, this one thread start, process start, thread end followed by the process end, right? So this is the output that we need to get here, right? So let me run this one. Hmm, this is nothing but Python. Let me go with the file name here. Let me copy the file name. Let me paste it over here. .py. So we are getting the error, man. Something freeze support. So let me format the document once. So we are getting some error. So let me go. Let me run this one again. Just give me a second here. What error we are getting here? Main thread start. We are getting here. This one. This is fine. And we are getting frozen on line number. So this is considering mm, line number 29. So this is fine. An attempt has been made to start a new process before. So this is fine. We are getting thread start. So this is wrong, man, actually. So just give me a second here. So here what is happening here is, for to carry on with the this one multi-processing in the Python, basically for Windows it does not allow this one. Basically we have to go with the, it spawns a new this one interpreter. It Python spawns a new interpreter, right? So we require a space entry point here, right? So we require a space entry point. Python, what it does, it spawns a new interpreter whenever we are going with a multi-processing. So we Python, or we require the this one safe entry point. So we have to go with this keyword. So I'll just paste this one over here. Just give me a second. Let me paste it over here. If name equals main. Now this has to run correctly. Let's see. Now this has to run correctly. Let's see. Yeah, we are getting the indentation error. Expected an indented block after if statement in line number 24. So let me format the code once. Now let me clear this one and let me run this one. Still in the line number 25. So where is it? 25, 25, 25. So yeah. So just give me a second here. So this is asking for the indentation, right? So this is, let me do one thing. Let me select this one from here to here. Let me press the tab here. Leave the tab space, right? So now this has to work. If it was the indentation error. So let me run this one. Yeah, now this is working. Thread start, process start. After 2 seconds, thread end, and then 2 seconds process end, right? So we are getting the correct output. Now this is working. Basically we have to add this one in the Windows, right? Python spawns a new interpreter when we are going with a multi, this one, what do we call, multi processing, right? So Python needs a safe entry point. For that purpose, we have to make use of this. If underscore underscore name, this one underscore underscore this one equals main, we have to give this one at any cost in the Windows, right? So we can just make use of the fork and Mac or this thing, Linux. So we have to go with the this one, name equals main in the Windows. Why? Because Python spawns a new interpreter while we are going with a multi-processing. So it requires a safe entry point. So this we have to include when we are going with a multi-processing in Windows, right? So just remember this one, right? So we are done with the multi-threading and multi-processing part. We are done with the multi-processing part. So thread and process start together. Thread and process start together here. Each waits 2 seconds and then ends. Threads, basically what it does, threads share memory, processes do not. Processes do not share memory. Just keep this in mind. And this is the great way to run parallel tasks depending upon the task type, right? So this is fine. So this is it for the multi-threading and multi-processing. Now uh, we are done with the multi-threading and multi-processing task. So let me summarize this one so that it will be let me summarize this one, whatever we have learned till far, or whatever we have learned so far. So here we are making use of the threading for input output bound tasks. What we are making use of here, we are making use of threading for the input output bound tasks, and we are making use of the multi-processing for the CPU bound tasks, right? So we can usually, right? So here we are not, but we can make use of the multi-processing for the CPU bound tasks, right? So um, this is it. And one more thing here, it helps utilize the system resources efficiently, right? Both threading and the multi-processing, both helps utilize the system resources efficiently. So this is it for the topic multi-threading and the multi-processing, right? So next we'll be discussing on the memory management and the garbage collection and Python, right? So for now, this is it. Thanks for watching, guys.